Welcome, guys, to another lovely day in space. Destiny 2 here. We are going to run some strikes, talk about Edge of Fate, and yeah, just, kill some aliens. I did get a comment from actually my friend, so we're gonna run double glaives with Gallahorn, but for my armor, I figured we would let the wheel decide. So let's see what we get. Hopefully something that interacts nicely with the glaives. Ugh, jeebus. Okay. We can make it work, I guess. It's a blast wave striders. God, that exotics are so meh. But that will do. So I'll catch you guys on the first strike with my new build. All right, we are back. Or I'm back. I got the build all set. I got blast wave striders on. Not really. I mean, I'm kind of honestly, I'm not really building into it. I decided to go with prismatic. So I got, when I do break the crystals, all the burst all, but other than that, we're just juicing Gallahorn up with the surges and just kind of, yeah, just trying to get some orbs and stuff for that. And then I'm hoping to, I have both holsters on because I'm hoping to just switch in between the glaives when they run out of ammo and then load themselves. But other than that, yeah, we're... Oh, looks like I joined one in progress here.
Good. Descend to the heart of
Yeah,
the
let's see
temple.
double glaives. I guess if I run out of ammo, I'll just go to town. Oh, what are they
Tech
doing?
witches, you guardians call them. Her name is Sadia.
Oh, maybe they were.
She was taken, but she can be saved.
Probably
She
effed them
will
up
try to
because
kill
I was loading in,
Much
so they
as you
couldn't
might
go
like to do
forward.
the same,
And they were
must
bored.
spare her.
But yeah, so Edge of Fate. I watched all the, or not all the videos, but I watched a bunch of the videos from a couple of the creators that had come out. I always like they just took the enemies out of the slot. Like, I don't know why that was supposed to be. Anyway, so definitely leave a comment with your thoughts on Edge of Fate so far, what you guys are thinking. I know I've seen a lot of different discourse on some of the stuff, but I think overall, definitely with shots apparently. We'll do it. I need to get out of this. Oh, one's alive. Oh.
They've sabotaged the elevator.
But yeah, so I'm pretty happy. I'm interested in everything I've seen so far, if that makes some of the stuff I could see, people are having issues with, but, slide now. Yeah, I could see some people having issues, and I know some people just don't like change, and some of the systems they're doing is definitely, like, geared, like, the whole, like, armor thing, kinda, in the, like, there's the bonus for wearing new stuff. That is definitely, you're gonna definitely understand people's, like, that silly, and then you have to grind for armor every season, or a new and then it's like, really, you're only using the new weapons. So I definitely see, you know, where people are coming from there. Like, that's stupid. I don't want to do that. Oh, did we kill the other one? I didn't think we could kill the other one. But I will say, for me, I kind of like the whole, like, new, you know, I was gonna throw it at this guy, but he didn't spawn. Oh, no. I like kind of having to, like, do something new every season. I mean, I change my build all the time, you know? So, I'm definitely not... Did it? It did. It, like, made... But I got a bunch of frost armor, I guess, so that worked. That was not my... Because I like the whole... No. Yeah, I like the whole, like, having to change. I think it'll be, like, for me, actually, it was one of the things is, I was, like, you know, going into this, like, my vault's getting full, and it's just, I'm definitely one of those, it's just, like, I don't use, like, half the guns. I literally could delete, like, most of my vault every season, and then just be like, well, I'm just using this stuff. Oh, God. I think I'll be okay. So I kind of like it, and I hope the way it works out, I'll just like, okay, this season I'm using these builds, because it sounds like they're gonna make a few exotics as always, like the new is like tag them as new. At least that's what I got for, at least for that one Crucible mode. So I'd assume that's overall what they're doing. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're not. That'd be dumb, because then it's like, wait, you just can't get exotic. Like, they did those step bonuses only 4, but this other bonus, you have to wear 5, like, pieces of armor in the exotic some count, where you have to use the newest exotic. But the way they made it sound like for that new Crucible mode, where you can only use new things, they'll tag a few older exotics as new. Where did that guy go? So it'll just be kind of like, okay, this season I'm using these builds, and then I just use a bunch of the new guns. The only problem I have with the guns, like the armor, is like, okay, and then you just grind for new armor. It gives you something to do, other than the just like normal, you know, grind of you know, level grind, you know, it's like, okay, we gotta get new armor, and these are the, you know, it might become a pain just because it's like, well, I had these already set, and these were really good pieces with the nice set bonuses. I don't know what these guys are on. Did it? Oh my god. How did it not? Oh, we got I want to make sure I hit her. So I could see that being a pain to actually grind out the armor. It depends on how hard it is to get the armor you're looking for, you know? It does sound like it's like, especially with the portal, it's like just go here and get, alright. He was like, wait, he was just like too close to the bubble? So, you know, with the, like, how the portal system works, like I said, it does seem like we should be able to get the armor you're looking for, you know? Plus, like, new set bonuses every season, you're probably, I did it again. If I walk into my, grenade, it triggers the blast wave. That's funny. You know, so it's definitely interesting. The one thing I did find interesting, and Data was saying, was how your old armor actually is probably going to last a little bit longer into the season. Because I was already prepared to just, like, new season, delete, like, all the armor, all my armor, delete all my guns, new stuff. Because I've done that before. Motherfuck. That... Don't have to grab it again. I threw it. It just tracked to the other guy. Come on. Motherfuck! Jesus, that took way longer than I needed to. I think I did. Oh, is that a be like in down there? Like what the heck? Over here. Really? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so like I said, I was expecting just like delete all my armor, all the weapons, start fresh, and I've definitely done that before, especially when Origin traits came out. I just deleted like everything that didn't have one. I actually have I have a few guns that I don't. Oh, I'm full on strange kinds. I have a few guns that don't have origin traits. For the most part, I was like, nope, delete. I've tried several different things, that, to try to like ease my vault. So that's why I was kind of looking forward to this, is just like a almost complete reset, because everything was going to be new. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So, but it still looks like he will. So I definitely don't go be deleting your armor too, because I did hear that they, it's going to convert. I think what I'm probably going to do at the start of the next season is, I'm going to keep all my armor, basically keep my vault as is going into the next season, and then delete stuff once I get a hang of everything. That is definitely how I'm looking at things. And then once I get a hang of things, then delete things, like I said, yeah. Like I said, we'll have to see how the system ends up working. Like I said, I'm more in the boat of, like, this should be interesting, mostly just because it kind of forces you to change things up, which I like. Which I am all for. I am always, I change my build like daily. I know my one friend, he usually gets like a build or two for a season, then doesn't change them. Actually, it's so funny is I change my build so often, I don't really use the loadout system in game, because I just, like, I'm always doing something different. So I just do dim, you know. Like, I have not touched that loadout system in like 2 seasons. Like, I was going to like set, like, my plan for the in-game loadout system originally was like, okay, these are the builds like I'll keep coming back to, or my like big staples. And then then I was going to go, okay, each season I'll make like a bunch of builds, and these are the ones I'm using for the season. But like, that just never happens. I'm always trying to do build crafting and do something different. And so I do think build crafting is going to be better. Or at least different. I don't know what better, but it'll be interesting. Oh, I completely missed. Yeah, and then I guess moving on to like armor tiers and like the weapon tiers, I actually think it's funny is after seeing all of it, because my original fear was like I saw some people like kind of like, well, it's just gonna be a pain. It's gonna be hard to get. It looks like it might be a little bit hard. I mean, we'll end up seeing, but it might be like a little bit more difficult than tier 5 stuff, which I was like. And I think I'm with Datto, and like, you probably, after looking at it, you probably don't need tier 5. But I will say, I think tier 5 weapons are definitely not going to be needed. I don't even run, I don't even run, like, enhanced perks right now. And I do stuff. Now I don't do all, and then that's the other thing, too, is I'm kind of more of a casual player. Not super duper casual, but I do more things casual. I don't usually min-max, and I really don't like doing a lot of the harder things. It just doesn't interest me all that much. Oh, Jen didn't mean to do that. Oh, they all broke. I was like, if I was waiting for guys to come across so I could So, you know, I don't expect myself to get a lot of the, to have a lot of, tier 5 gear. I'll probably get a piece or two here or there, I did it again. I keep doing that. That's so... So I'll probably have a couple tier 5 pieces, like I said, here and there.
Cracked it. You and Ghost are clear to move.
But for the most part, I'll probably be happy, especially weapons. I don't think, like, tier 5 weapons, I don't, like... Unless they really juice things with the enhanced perks. Like, enhanced perks just aren't that much more that it really ends up mattering. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see... like, some of the cosmetics are nice. And, like, being able just to do the, like, kill thing. Honestly, I think that should just be a part of the weapons. It's kind of silly to, like... I mean, it makes it so tier 5's better, but... I guess, like, a cosmetic thing, I almost wish that was part of, like, tier 1 normal, like, maybe even tier 3 was when it added the, like, cool kill effect things, you know?
You know what to do, Guardian.
I kind of don't, thinking about it now, I don't like that it's super locked behind 5. I know it's like, oh, you want to make level 5, can I get it now? Like, special, that way, you know, really special. Really? I don't know why the guy's getting the other one, the other guy's going. Like... Oh, he needed it. I wonder if, because I accidentally got shot back. That worked out real well. I think I blocked his shot or something. But yeah, I think tier 5 guns aren't going to be worth it. I also think it was real dumb that right away they were like, oh yeah, this ornament, that's all tier 5 guns going forward forever. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you even think we would be like, yeah, that's a good idea? Like, of course it needs to be it should be a different thing every season. Like, going like, nope, this is how they look going forward. It's like, that'd get old and boring. That doesn't even make it that special anymore. Like... yeah, so it's like, I don't... So I hope they change that, because that's just... dumb. To just keep that as the tier 5. I mean, it's gonna... What do you got?
And that our plan found purchase with so much at stake.
Did all unfold as you foresaw? Did I?
Not all. I carry sorrow for Sagira's sacrifice. The details are never exact, but I am assured this path will lead us through the storm, despite the costs.
We both suffered losses for the potential of a better future. Let us hope that probability is in our favor.
I'll finish this thought on in the next one. Yeah, I am sorry that like I'm kind of like pausing and not completing thoughts. You know, I almost thought about just like recording the gameplay and then doing a voiceover after, but then I would have to like take the avatar off the screen, which I mean I guess would have worked, but I don't know. I guess let me know if that was something like, yeah, I'd much rather review, because I would have had more. I would have been able to just like, you know,
we received limited intel regarding
talk, you know, and I wouldn't have been worrying about playing. But so, we gotta wait.
Greetings, Captain. Commander Zavala has
This guy should come.
run
So yeah, like I said, I think tier 5 weapons, not that important. I think you'll be fine with tier 3 if you can get, you know, if you want to do the challenge, you know, whatever, get the tier 5, you know, things like that. Like, get tier 5. Not like that. Now, for some people, the tier 5, yes, 100%. You know, your speedrunners, Crucible, top Crucible people, all that kind of stuff. 100%. You definitely need. They'll want the tier 5 and, you know, day 1 raiders, things like that. Yeah, 100%. Tier 5, where it's at, you need that extra boost. Me, running strikes like this, doing the stuff I do, I'm not going to need tier 5. Like I said, I'll probably have a few here and there, depending on how easy it is to get them. I know there's a lot of challenge, but, you know, sometimes I take on some challenging stuff for the fun of it, but not always. And like I said, it's just more casual. I like just, honestly, the big thing with Destiny for me is I like the gunplay. I like just shooting things in the face. I like build crafting and shooting things. And using my abilities. I don't need to be completely challenged all the time and all that other stuff. Like, the game being super hard is never something I want. Like, that's why it's like, I don't really like any of, like, you know, like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. Like, those games are not for me. I don't want to be that challenged. You know, and I get the sense of like, oh, you completing it, you know, you get that sense of accomplishment for finally beating a boss, you know. But yeah, so it's not one of those things, you know. Like maybe I'll go. I do see though that you want to do the harder stuff because then you'll level faster. But from the way they made it sound like leveling isn't capped anymore. You could just grind to your heart's content. So you could grind the easier stuff and get like the +2 tier 2 weapons, and then just grind yourself up to 400. But the big thing I do think is going to be worth it is tier 5. or at least tier 4, the armor, because like it's gonna make the stat bonus, like the stats in them for your, you know, especially how they're changing the stats. Like you want all the points you can get, you know. So it's like that's really, it's actually gonna, like I said, I would more be willing to do some of the harder content for the armor to get the bonus, to get the tier 5 armor. And having one mixture like 11 instead of 10 is probably the biggest deal. So, like I said, tier 4 would be good enough. Now that 1 point sometimes can work. I think even today. Oh my.
You can expect only a few vex as you approach the entrance to the terminus.
That is good news. What's the bad news?
That was bull.
Suicide machines. But
One does have to acquire Kargan's command of better technology. Maybe if we catch him.
But yeah, I think the tier 4 armor and like to extend tier 5, that's what you want. I think did I get it? Oh, I got it. Yeah, I'm really gonna be like the tier. We'll see if you can get away with like doing tier 3. I think just having tier 3, I think gonna make your build close. You know.
Captain, but you're gonna need one more.
I went too far. But yeah. So I think the armor is really where it's gonna be at. And like I said, that could be the end up being the annoying part. Is like, okay, you get all the armor, and by the time the end of the season, you know, I think Bungie even stated they don't even think everyone's gonna be like top level by the end of the season or something, which I could see myself being. Just because I don't grind that hard. I mean, I got other games I need to play. So I can't be on Destiny 24/7. Now, it'd be nice, yeah, focus totally on Destiny, maybe I would end up, you know, so, with me not playing that much, and, you know, me being a little bit more casual, I definitely see myself not hitting maybe the top level, but we'll see. So I guess going into stats, I will say, I don't like that they added damage, they're giving you damage boosts for the stats getting to 200. I think that just ends up becoming, I know like Dado even said, like, he doesn't like, I think, especially, like, then all the strategy become, swap your armor out. Oh, it's a damage phase, swap your armor out. And I know he was saying, like, well, you already do that with surges, and I'm like, I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like, I know to, like, squeeze it out, but again, I don't min-max, so I'm not, like, that is not something I'm gonna do, you know? I personally don't like armor swap. I think it's a dumb, but maybe a lot of the harder stuff is gonna have no swap, and then you can't do it, so. Reload. Is that always there? So yeah, I think adding the damage boosts for the extra getting to 200 are really, I think, really makes it, you know, it's gonna, I think it's gonna end up causing problems. You know, everything else I think they're doing, I know people were complaining, like, cause like, for like, oh, to get your, you know, like, to get the hunter's dodge back for the melee, you have to build into it, you know, and stuff like that, and people were like, oh, that's dumb, but honestly, it's like, I don't know, like, how you guys were all build crafting. I know a lot of people, you know, Dad was like, oh, people just build, their one set, and then their,
All transports are inbound to your position. You asked.
they build out their one set that, like, covers all the bases, and then they're good, or whatever, and I'm just like, that is not how I play. I've always, like, every build, like, if it's a melee exotic, I'm building into melee. Melee is 100, and you know, I'm doing, you know, a Kickstarter or something. Like, I'm just trying to, like, that's the loop of the armor, you know. So I don't think it changes the way I build craft at all. I think it's actually good, because I think it's gonna require people to actually make sacrifices. You can't be build, but I do think it's like, it's gonna be hard sacrifices. It's like, well, I want 100, you know, in melee, but then it's like, oh, but you can't have the 100 weapons, which is this damage boost. And it's like, you're to the 200 weapons, which is the damage boost. Get effed. It's like, you know, and so then it's like, you know, like, abilities are nice, but, you know, but if you can't do that because of how it works, it's like, and that's where it was like the tier 5 comes in, so that you can get more stats and stuff. Like, tier 5 armor, I think, is going to be, like, really, really good, and you're really going to want the tier 5 armor over the guns. We'll see. And also, it's actually kind of, oh my god, I'm sorry. I actually think it's funny is some of the, it seems like a lot of the tier 4 bonuses are not that great. Maybe they did that on purpose, where it was like, well, tier 4 is like your super niche, you know, thing, and it would not. I wanted it to, like, zip me there. Sorry, I had to stop talking for a second. I had the hiccups, and I didn't think you guys enjoyed that. So, but I think I'm good now. Someone crush it? I think it looks like that.
We found our fire teams. They've been desecrated.
So,
drained
Yeah,
their
so that I like with tier 5 armor being so good and like oh the bonuses, so yeah, so I think it's just like it is weird. The one seems like such a good bonus, like oh you reload your weapons and it heals you. It's like yeah, well, like that's just heal clip. Why wouldn't that's gonna be like the #1 like like everyone's gonna want this armor. You're kind of like you really. The bonuses should be, honestly, I feel like the armor set bonuses should be all of them should be very niche things. Like, if you're doing this, this is the armor you want, you know? It might require you to buy a bunch of sets, you know? And maybe this way it's a little bit like, well, just have this set, this is the set I want, and then it, you know. We'll see, but, it definitely... Here's the dude. Oh, I wanted the diamond land. Sorry. So we'll see there, you know, and also, I mean, they are going to add more, which is nice. So we'll see if they ever, and then it's also, I guess that is like going back to grinding the armor, like I said, like tier 5 being the way it is, I think is going to be important. It could be a pain every season because you essentially have to grind new armor, especially if you want that bonus. Now, if you don't, like, maybe it's not gonna matter in the end. Get out of here. You know, maybe it's not gonna matter in the end, the like having the new armor. Also, it sounds almost like you might not even like it'll be harder to get it up over like to get to max level. Like because that was another thing. I don't know why they decided they needed to add a new currency, or at least replace the currency we had. Like, I don't know, because it looks like there's no more upgrade modules, but we're going to this other, like, the unstable cores. I mean, we'll have to see, because they might, and then it's also costs more if you want to do more, which I'm like, which is like odd. It's just, I don't know, if it's not that hard to get the unstable cores, then whatever. In the end, it's not a big deal, but it is weird to like. I felt like to just keep upgrade modules. Why have like unstable cores? Is it just because the people can't hoard them going into the season? Why don't you just tell, hey, all cores are getting reset at the beginning of the season. Use them now. Like why? Like nope, new currency. Also, they could avert. Am I all my? Or do I need to use my upgrade modules because they will be. You know, because that's what I want to know. Like, are they? Because if they're getting converted, it's like they needed a name change. Like, I don't. But yeah, we'll definitely have to see, you know, because like I said, if a tier 5 armor is going to be as mandatory as I think it's going to be, I don't know why they made these do so little damage. Like, it takes like an hour to like. I'm dead. It might be, like I said, it might be a real big pain to have to, grind those tier 5, you know, new bonus, or the same bonus because it was so good, armor again. Although I guess if it's a new thing, it'd be like, oh. See, that's the other fear, is like the new armor set bonus is never as good as the other one, and then you can't get the new tag with the 30, I think it's 30% damage. And so then it's like, you know. Well, I'm dead. I think the blast waves knocked me back. This guy does not need to revive me. I can. Yeah, it'll have to be the new armor, and you just get the bonuses you can get, you know. I will, one comment I will make is, oh my god, oh, and the other one? What? Why me? What the fuck was that? I'm on the other side of the arena, fighting the other one. Okay, I understand this one shooting at me. The other one, instead of going after any of my teammates, decides, nah, F that, this guy over here. Like, where is he? Too many crystals. You know, it's like, oh, but what I was to say was, like, I think I understand the name changes to, you know, like intellect and discipline and all that stuff. I definitely understand to make it very simple, especially if you're new to the game. It's way easier to understand what health is over recovery and resilience and those other things. But I will say, I'm with Dado, I think it does lose some of the charm that the other names had. Which, you know, so. But what do you want? Charm or easier to understand, you know, especially if you're trying to onboard new players, you know. Again? Oh, bullshit. I hate when you get the same one twice in a row. Definitely shouldn't be a possibility, you know? You could have some sort of protection. I was gonna say, if I didn't kill that thing, that was gonna be some bullshit. So staying on the armor and, well, I guess we could still, I think it felt like I said everything I wanted to say about the stats. Like I said, I'm fine with how they're building. Actually, oh, that's something. I saw too, because of like how they work, you'll, like, some of the armors are gonna go like super hard, like Doomfangs and like Ashen Wakes, and I was like, ooh, that sounds real exciting. Although we'll see, because if you're gonna, it's gonna be locked to Not that you have to. I guess I'm, but you know what I mean. Like if I do, if they're not like labeled new or whatever. Gimme. Alright. Actually, I hope it also buffs, because I saw too that it could buff, like, because of how it works with the new perks. Oh, are we, like, still... Is it because that other guy's way back there? I guess, well, I'm not unsure. But, with how it works, like, demolitionists and, like,
and target any Hive leadership you encounter.
Once you locate a Hive lieutenant, my scions will help you sever its connection to the Lucid Brood.
Okay. Apparently, we pushed too far forward, it took kill you. You know, demolitions and like pugilists, like because of how that works, like hopefully get like even better, and then it's like, oh, that's even more interesting. Definitely, like, because if it's gonna buff those perks, like then it really, because like right now, I always want to run those perks with like my builds, but I just don't. So it's like if the stats are going to buff those even more and kind of really juice them, that's definitely interesting more for, you know, for that playstyle. Or at least my thoughts are like, oh, that's kind of cool to do that. So, well, like I said, we'll have to see how all the stat changes and everything plays out. He was so purple, I didn't. I think build crafting it should be better. It might be harder. I mean, well, like I said, better or good, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think a lot of people will be into, you know, it's like they're gonna go, you know. But like I said, it's also like, although I guess that like works build crafting, because like I know like the one super like gives you super energy, and like I was thinking like, well, why wouldn't you want super energy? But like there's some like this super I have now really ad clear, you know, I don't need it really for anything else. I mean it does do boss damage, but it's a little bit more ad cleary, you know. Neither ad. Whoops! All those things were bad. I did not mean to do like a single one of them. I accidentally pressed too hard on both analogs and activated the thing. Wait, he has the relic in here? Okay. I don't know how much this will break the game. Yeah, so we'll see. Oh, what I was saying about the super damage is like, if I was running like a very high damage super light and then using like, say like Thunder Crash with the Fallen Caress, like then I would want to max out because that's building into what I'm supposed to be doing, which is super damage, you know. So I guess it is like another piece of build crafting, if you think about it.
Those projections of Sabathun aren't real, but they do real damage. Lucky for us, so did the Synaptic Spear. Drive it through the Witch Queen's illusions. Thinking about prismatic alchemy. Yeah, I think people are going to be in a very rude awakening of the new era of like build crafting we're going to have to go into. I mean, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Honestly, I think actually, it's funny, is like some of the stuff they're doing will be nice for new players, but like the build crafting, I think, might be worse because like new players are going to have like some real bad builds and like. Nope, I'm off. Blast Weave got me again. Oh. Yeah, so, but we'll have to see. I think a lot of the stuff, I definitely need to get my hands on it and get my head around it better than watching other people's videos or write-ups or whatever. I think we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna run a Nightfall. We'll do a Nightfall, and then we'll call it there. And I got a few last things to say. I didn't get through everything just because I've been. Feel like I am also repeating myself a bunch, which maybe I should have wrote my thoughts down a little bit better. But I think that would have still happened.
like I said, I think if I ever do this again, I think I'm like I said, I might do more of it just like a straight up voiceover than trying to play and talk at the same time, so that I'm not, you know, just kind of ramble. Oh, if I didn't say it before, this the shader I'm wearing is the new one. It's in the store this week. Plus your free bright dust. Don't forget your free bright dust. All right. Yep. Looks like so Nightfall is HyperNet current. So we'll do this and then we'll wrap it up. But last few thoughts. I figured I'd talk about exotics real quick. It looked like all the weapons were pretty cool. That scout rifle is interesting. I don't know how much it's very interesting, and it definitely have to like fire something. I also wonder how well it'll work in Crucible. The hand cannon looks interesting. I think that was the 2 weapon examples of that, and then I guess they had included gotcha. Yeah, both of the exotics are very interesting. Although I will say, kind of like whatever. We'll just, so those will be fun to get my hands on. The armor, it's one of those. I think people saw the Warlock one and was very like, eh. I will say, yes, on paper, Warlock one is very boring.
Is that a Taken Blight? The Shadow Legion are forcing Taken into that Vex pod.
The Vex net uses similar gateways as the Cloud Arc.
The Warlock one is very, very boring, I will say, but it does still look good, you know?
Especially under the Witness's control. We need to get in there and stop them.
Not today, Tormentor. Yeah, so... Yeah, the Warlock one looks boring, but I think will be useful. I think all of them have their place, you know? The Hunter one looks real fun, with their whirly bullshit. Yeah, I think the Hunter one has the most like utility. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the Hunter one has the most... Where are you going? Jesus. Yeah, so I think that's like a super easy build to build into to the Hunter economics, you know. You can, so that one looks real fun. Lots of, you know, with all the tingles. The Titan one looks like the most fun, you know, because like who doesn't want to like call back their hammer? But I don't like that it's on like a weird timer. You have to like build it up before you can use it. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would have rather it had just been like on, you know, and then like you have it. You can recall your hammer. Now it does look kind of like a fun mini game, possibly. Oh, we gotta go up, definitely. Yeah, it definitely looks like a fun, like a little mini game with the Titan exotic. So that'll be interesting. I wonder how hard it is, you know. I'm not like the best player in the game, so I always feel like I'm gonna have an issue. Like things like that, I'll be like hard for me to pull off. Because it looks like there's like a timing thing involved. Yeah, but, oh, no. Didn't know you should grab that on this because that makes it way easier because you don't have to deal with the shooty things during this bit. Yeah, so I think all the exotic stuff's pretty cool. Like I said, they could have been a little bit more creative with the Warlock one. As, that's definitely not the most creative thing. You know, just juice another buddy, you know. But we'll see if there's more exotics or what they do. Die. I don't want to pull it out. Oh god. No, I'm dead. I just couldn't. No. That's unfortunate. Stupid overload. What's up? Jeebus.
This would have been much worse. Yeah. I don't even want to think about that.
Go down. And I do know, I saw, like, you know, some people are, like, upset that we didn't get new, like, we're not getting a new subclass or, like, new supers. But I definitely think, like, this season isn't, this season isn't, or, like, this change, at least this first season, isn't about, like, new players and flashy things. Plus, it's like, they did all these other system overhauls. You really think they did all that and have time to do, like, and get these, you know what I mean, and do supers and stuff? No, it's like, and then plus it's like, you did all these system overhauls, so it's like, you have to, see if those there, you could, everything, like, works, you know? So that's, it's like, of course we're not gonna get all this. Like, this season's about building, the foundation. It's about, I think, getting maybe some lapse players in, keeping the player base happy, and giving some stuff, and, like, you know, maybe a few new players. I think that Renegades is gonna be the big, like, okay, we got all these systems working, you know, basically, the player base has tested it, so we know we're onto something with, you know, the portal and some of these, like, tier things, and the changes they made, you know, like the prismatic and stuff is all working well. So I think that's, you know, a big, you know, thing for this season. And I think Renegades with like the Star Wars crossover, that's gonna be the revitalize and get new players in, and you know. What? Where did my thing go? Just like get eaten? No, we need, oh. Oh, and then I saw some like minor complaints, and I hope they improve it where the like puzzling on the Kepler were, they weren't like hard, but like it was hard to know where you were gonna go. So I hope they give us like a hint there. I see a lot of you know, yelling at my friends like, no, it's this way, or just being confused for several minutes while you try to figure out where the hell you're supposed to go. But honestly, I think that looks, I always like the puzzles and stuff, you know, from like dungeons and things. So leaning into that's always good, you know. Like die. Where'd he go? Got him. Oh, and I do hope they keep updating the destinations. I know the portal thing, which actually the portal thing looks okay. It's definitely, I know for me will be nice. It's kind of a nice, just like, okay, what do you want to do today? Oh, this will give us a drop. This will give us a drop. Oh, let's pick this thing, you know, and definitely a nice little like menu they made there. So I'm kind of, but I would still like the destinations tab to be keep updated.
But yeah, overall, I think I'm just from what I've seen, there's nothing too, like, oh, I'm absolutely against. I mean, there's a few things, like I said, I'm just kind of like, especially, like, the type of player I am, if, you know, with, like, some of the tier weapons and stuff. Like I said, tier weapons, I don't think it's gonna matter, but, like, if, you know, it's like, oh, you need, I don't want that one. Nope, not that one either. And this one. You know, if tier 5 armor is gonna be like almost mandatory, and then it's like, oh, but you have to do these things, and you have to be 50 under, and you have to do this thing, and then you have to do like 6 grandmasters, and it's like, you know, and you have to really beat yourself against the wall. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get there, but sometimes I always like, oh, that's gonna be so hard. But like, I do grandmasters here and there. I don't get conqueror everything just because like some grandmasters are way too hard, and I'm just, again, I don't want to kill myself trying to get things done. So, but so we'll see. Like I said, the armor tiers thing is like my biggest like kind of worry. But I guess if I'm not doing really the hardest content, do I need the best gear? We'll see. I'm personally really excited for the build crafting possibilities. I think how it works and stuff, and I think I'm excited too to have like kind of have to refresh everything every season. I mean, we'll see how that plays in practice, and we'll have to wait. But yeah, I think, yeah, and I didn't really talk much about like Kepler or the mid campaign. Like I said, I think the puzzles will be, you know, just something new for when you're going through a campaign. So we'll see. I did see some of those solo op things looked interesting. I kind of was, oh, there was a bunch of like, I was seeing some footage and I'm like, oh, these are a bunch of new areas we haven't ever been. That'll be interesting, or like that salt mine thing, and I was like, oh, that looks real interesting. So I mean, I might run some solo stuff for you guys and do it on the channel. I'll do some challenges with that solo stuff. I've never been that big of a solo player, but you know. But yeah, we did pretty good with the strikes. The double glaives worked. I mean, I guess worked out. Other than this Nightfall, I didn't really have an issue with like ammo or anything. Gallahorn's still Gallahorn, so that was nice. Yeah, so overall, I'm excited for Edge of Fate, but I'm always excited for new things. So, upward and onward. New things are cool. New things, new builds. Actually, that's the big thing. I'm gonna like basically nuke dim my dim and have to start all over with all this new stuff. So, yeah. I just closing out here. Make sure you look at the store if you're not playing until Edge of Fate. Still log in, get to the dust store, get that bright dust, get a shader this week. I probably wouldn't do too much vault cleaning, especially armor, like I said. Although I think Bungie's gonna release like a article kind of telling you what the conversion's gonna be like, so you have a little bit better idea. But I probably wouldn't delete really armor until Edge of Fate comes around and see how it converted. So yeah, but I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. That'll do it for me. Bye.